Welcome everyone to the video about exercise 8 of chapter 7.1. We're going to draw a triangle DEF. The dimensions of the three sides are given, and afterwards they want us to draw the orthocenter H of this triangle. Okay, again, if they start out like this, I would just start by drawing the first thing that they give you, D 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, E, like this, right? Oh, let's not do that in red. Let's do that in black, like this. And of course, don't forget to name it DE. Now, from E to F is 4 centimeters, and from D to F is 8. Remember, if you want to do something like that, you have to use your protractor, or not your protractor, your pair of compasses here. So here, measure out 4 centimeters. I'll do it in a bit of a smaller font. And you can draw the whole circle if you want to. I'm going to draw a part of it because I know I don't need every part of the circle. Because D to F is 8 centimeters. That's quite long, right? So 6, 7, 8. That should be somewhere right here. And if I now draw the circle, I see the intersect here. The book also uses only circle arcs like this. They don't draw the whole circle. You can if you want to. You can also use your insight and see that it should be somewhere there. Whatever you prefer, I should say. D, E, F. Draws like this. Connect this like this. And we've now found triangle DEF, with DE being 6, EF being 4, and DE being 8 in the correct order as well, from D to E to F, so the naming convention is correct. And with that, I throw away my pair of compasses. Okay, now I want you to find the orthocenter H of DEF. And we have to use altitudes for that, right? Because the orthocenter is the intersection points of the altitudes. Or in Dutch, you can say het hoogtepunt is het snijpunt van de hoogtelijnen. And I'm going to draw the first one from E. And you will see, if you're going to do that, that is the easier one. What is my advice when you're going to draw altitudes? Well, take your protractor, like this, and align it with your line or your side that you're taking a look at. So here, this big it was horizontal, now it's not horizontal anymore, line here is going to align with this one. And what this does is now that every line I'm now going to draw on DF will be perpendicular. But I don't want to draw every line. I want to draw a line that's perpendicular on DF and also goes through the opposing point E here. So I can now move this around until I will find point E. Right there. And I can now draw the altitude, and I'm going to do that in gray. I can now draw the altitude. Let's do that. Something like this. And remember, if you draw an altitude, it's always perpendicular on the opposing side. Right? This one is inside of my triangle. And it goes outside here, and maybe you think, sir, why am I drawing it outside of my triangle? Well, because of my experience, I already see that the orthocenter of this triangle will be outside of the triangle. Why? Let's take a look. Now I'm going to try and find the altitude from point F, which means I should be perpendicular on DE. So I've aligned my protractor in such a way that now aligns. But the problem is, if I now go and try to find the line that's perpendicular on EE that goes through F, I cannot find it, right? So here, this is an example where you have to extend this side. Je moet hem gaan verlengen. And you do that in the same direction. So you can extend it like this, right? And if I now keep moving along that line, I will find the intersection point. It's right here. If I then draw the line, it goes like this. And why is this now altitude? Because it's perpendicular on the extension of DE and goes through the opposing point. Perpendicular. And now I'm going to teach you a trick again. And the trick is that I already have found orthocenter H. Because orthocenter H is right here. Oh, let's not do it in red. Let's do it just in black. Orthocenter H is right here. So why do you know that? Well, because those two altitudes intersect, the third one also have to intersect. If I've done this correctly, it should also intersect in this point, right? And if you don't trust me, draw the third one as well. What we then had to do is you're going to align it like this on the last side. Right, something like this. Try to be as careful, so accurate as possible. Move it around and then say, oh, I don't find it inside the triangle. So I'm now going to extend this line here. Right, so we're going to extend this. Let's see, can I do it like this? Yes, I can. Like that. And well, let's not do it like this. Let's do it like this. Just as I extended there with dots, let's extend it here with dots as well. Something like this. And now I'm going to, once again, align it. Try to be as accurate as possible. Something like this. Move it in such a way that it now intersects with point D. And you see I'm a bit off here, so I should put it like this, and now it's not off anymore. And you see what I predict happens, that this line also goes through point H. So what I have done is I know that if I draw the first two altitudes correctly, that I find point H, the orthocenter, and the third one must be going through it. And you see, I've just proven that by drawing that line myself, constructing it, and this is perpendicular again. Okay, so know that if you want to draw the orthocenter, two altitudes are enough. But sometimes they say draw all altitudes and find orthocenter H. Yeah, then of course you have to draw them, all three of them. But what you then could have done, if you're very sure about yourself and said, well, I know that I've constructed the first one correctly, just now connect this to this. And if you've done it correctly, this should be the altitude. And as you can see, that is the case here, because it's now perpendicular on the extension of EF. Okay. Doing exercise like this is more difficult, as you can see, when you have an obtuse triangle, because two of my three altitudes are outside of my triangle. And then you have to use extension lines. Practice this. I think the exercise before this is a bit easier. This was the more difficult one. That's why I chose this one to practice with you guys. Hopefully you were able to finish up all the exercises of paragraph 7.1 now. Good luck.